Hello. I recorded a video this morning that I haven't put live, and I was talking about wellness and healing and things you can do. And I clicked off. I took the dog out for a walk, and I get a lot of downloads and a lot of thinking time. I spend an hour over at Moores, and I thought, good God, you know what? I've bloody missed stuff again. So there are important points and there's fine lines, and I want to talk about that today. When you are healing, there is no time limit. There is no set method. And that's really distracting me, sorry. Your journey is yours and is not anybody else's business. One of the things that we try to do sometimes is set time limits and unrealistic goals for ourselves. In the last video, I did say that you really have to wrap your head around not caring what other people think. And that's true. And that's a perfect example in my hair this morning. I have not had a perm. This is my natural wave. As a result of stress, I've lost a lot of hair. So I've had to lay off the heat. And hair needs washing, as you know. And it has dried in this wonderfully wild manner. And if you can wrap your head around not caring what people think, you can often do what's best for you. So without worrying about people thinking I look like I've either had an electric shock or I've lost all sense with this barnet, I'm taking care of my hair in that it is repairing and healing. Okay, and I am repairing and healing. And there's this common misconception that you must get up, you've fallen off your bike, get back on your bike, get out there, rush, hustle. No. There is a period of hibernation in the seasons, isn't there? There's the 4 seasons, and there's a season where everything drops off, and then it goes into hibernation. And whilst the season is in hibernation, which is often winter, although you can't see it, there's a great deal going on that's unseen. And the same, I believe, is with us, okay? Because we are seasons, we are weather too, as our emotions are weather. And just because you can't see progress doesn't mean it isn't happening. And there will be a time where you feel that you need to hibernate, shut yourself away. Some days you can do people, and some days you really want to do company and you need company. And other days you really don't need the company. You really need to sit with yourself. It's nothing personal to your friends or your community. You just really need brain space, energy space to recalibrate yourself, to evaluate yourself. Sometimes it's just as simple as just getting from one end of the day to the other in one piece. Those days can slip into weeks sometimes and slide very easily into months. I know one of my main focuses has been to get the children fed, to get them all off to school, to get them back, to get the homework done, to get the basic duties performed and the dog, and then get myself to the end of the day. And some days that's all that there has been. I've just seen 0404, and that's okay. You need to slow down sometimes, because often or not, when you're recovering from toxic or traumatic situations, they can be stacked up over years, or they can be very short, sharp, recent ones. It's not. If it's your situation, you'll understand it. There's an element of shock, and you need to recalibrate, you need to evaluate, you need to process it, and that takes as long as it takes. A lot of people take a dim view of oversleeping. Sometimes you need that. Your body needs to rest, it needs to repair, it needs to rejuvenate. Also, a lot spiritually goes on when you're sleeping as well. And the universe is always wants the best for you. It your ancestors, your angels, your guides, spirit guides. You know where I come from if you watch my videos. Sometimes that's the best way they can check in, reassure you, heal you, show you where you need to be headed next, and just love you. When I say not caring about what other people think, I just want to clarify that you must always be kind, but do not keep the peace at your own detriment. Okay. Not caring what people think is your length of healing, is doing things your way as long as you are kind and you don't hurt others. And that doesn't mean hurting egos. If someone is offended by your boundaries, that really is their problem. If someone is offended because you've worn the same t-shirt 2 days in a row, that's their problem. If someone is offended because you won't go out with them for the third weekend running when they keep asking you, that's their problem. You are still allowed to say, no, that's not being unkind to people. Stepping on other people's toes, okay, disturbing other people's peace and being generally hateful and quite nasty to other people in a quest to please yourself is wrong, okay? When I say caring about what other people think, people's opinions of you are their business, they're not yours. So you must keep it to that, okay? Your opinion of yourself is your business and nobody else's. And that's what I mean by being kind. So stay in your own lane, okay? Be kind, okay? But most of all, be kind to yourself. Look after yourself with little things, okay? With nice food, with nice drinks, hot chocolate with an extra piece of milk in, or an extra piece of sugar in, okay? And sometimes if you're drinking that coffee and it does taste so divine, you want to load the brew head halfway through drinking the first one for the next one. Go for it. Have an extra spoonful of sugar. Treat yourself. Be kind to yourself. Nurture yourself. Have fresh smoothies, okay? Buy the extra special soup rather than the yellow brand if you can afford it. Just to be kind to yourself. Little indulgences, healing, little acts of love to yourself. It's all part of the process. 0707 I've just seen. And understand that you're in a period of healing, that things do need to change, and that the way to get things to change is to do things differently. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect the same result. That's insanity. Sometimes you feel you may have a relapse. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. This happens. Healing isn't linear. We're not linear. You know, we're very complex beings, but very wonderful beings as well. So don't beat yourself up. Do write, journal, sing. Talk to yourself. I'm going to pump more there. Not a soul can hear me. Just me, the dog, and 1,000, 10,000 odd birds twittering around me. Talking to the powers that be. Asking the question. It will come back to you. It's a form of meditation. Or sometimes just standing there. Taking your little wins, no matter how insignificant they may seem to others. Little things are big. Today I was up on the mall and I didn't expect to see this, but it really made me smile. It's the last day in February, right? Standing there several hundred feet up, looking out over the valley, looking at how little all the houses look. Doing that thing I've always done as a child, putting your hand over it as if you put your hand over someone's house completely. Daft little things that bring daft little smiles, but a win's all the same. And something caught my eye. I heard a baa. Of course you will over the moor. There's sheep everywhere, it's Yorkshire. And as I looked down, there were 6 little baby lambs looking at me. Now mums did look quite slightly defensive because I had a young baby dog myself. And so I just stepped back for their own comfort. But the fact that it was a sign for new life, for new beginnings, was pertinent. And it's a sign that we're coming into spring, and that could be the spring physically here in the Northern Hemisphere, but also the spring in our healing. So that's something to pay heed to. I'm not going anywhere with this, but this is my healing journey. And those of you who don't see me for ages, you should check in. Nothing personal. I'm really trying to get through those last couple of steps of healing. And take your wins. Yeah, that brisk walk that really wakes you up. Those warm wellies that are unnaturally comfortable today. It's nice. The fact that you got just the right coat on for the weather for once. Little wins. And when you feel that your days are not productive at the end of the day, look back. Even if you just answered one email, you answered it, you got it done. You didn't do that the day before. Or if you got the dog walked and you got them walked both times, or you spent an extra 10 minutes out with the dog, or, you know, you got that load of washing up and out and folded and put away. You did it. Little things. Try to make sure you do at least one thing every day that's productive. And productivity is different for everybody, isn't it? Sometimes, even if it's just making the beds, do it, okay? Sorting your shoes out, putting your shoes away, okay? Sorting your children's clothes out, the ones they've grown out of. It's a job, even if it's just one. Some days you'll be on a roll, you get the whole bleeding list done, you can't believe yourself, you're flying, really. Other days, not so. But even if you just do little things like that, it's a start, isn't it? So take your wins, however little, they're all wins. The path to healing isn't linear. And you really need to not worry about what other people think and feel about you. It's often worrying about that that's caused you harm in the first place. So look after yourself, be kind to yourself, keep your energy pure, eat nice things, drink nice things, stay away from bad energies. Yeah. And if you feel that you need to cocoon, do it kindly. Because after all, every winter, no matter what happens in the world, there is always spring. And spring leads to summer, and the great domino flick again. So it's all good in the hood, yeah? Thank you for gifting me your time. Thank you for listening. And I will check in with you soon, no doubt. Take care of yourselves. See ya.